about Darfur?
The question was Darfur, for those of you who can't hear. I think this is a huge moral issue for America. You know, for America to stand by what we declared this genocide years ago, and hundreds of thousands of people have died. The Sudanese government is engaged in genocide. You know, in some cases they don't do it directly. They support the Janjaweed militia that's engaged in killing. I think there are several things that we need to do. One is we should immediately enforce a no-fly zone over Sudan. The last thing we need is to have the Sudanese government providing air support and air power for this ongoing genocide. So stop that. We can do that with a no-fly zone. If I were president, I would immediately convene the NATO countries in putting together whatever we can do in putting together a security force, either a NATO security force or a UN security force. And also to make sure that all of these countries are applying maximum diplomatic and economic pressure on the Sudanese government. So ratchet up the sanctions, use every sanction that's available to us to stop the killing. Ratchet up the disinvestment, that's the right word, bringing all money and investments out of Sudan. And probably the single most important thing, to getting a security force on the ground, which is what we need. There are about 7,000 African Union troops there. They cannot provide security. That's absolutely clear. What we need is an international security force on the ground. But the reason they're not there is the Sudanese government won't let them on the ground. So the most important piece of this is we have got to be willing to use the tools that are available to us to put pressure on China. Because China has huge economic leverage over the Sudanese, over Bashir and the Sudanese government. And we've got to, and China's enabling this genocide. Because they have an economic interest there, they want to get oil, they're focused on their own internal economic development. We have to put pressure on the Chinese, both economic and diplomatic pressure, to force them to stand with the international community to stop this government. Those are the things I think.